Good morning. Outdoors, Ohio. October 30th. We're still after it. What a blah, rainy October morning. It's raining. It's 43 degrees. The pressure's not that good. It's at 29.9. We sat last night and we saw 3 doe and 3 bucks. And I'm pretty sure the last buck we saw was Hercules that we have trail camera from, the massive 8-point frame. It was a little dark to tell even with the bino, so I really don't know. But we're sitting at the arch plot for the first official time. We were here last Saturday with the kids and sat in the blind. And they had their little laughing spell and scared a couple deer off that were kind of like right behind me. Now, I kind of lost my optimism for this morning. We didn't see anything in here. Not much of this food plot's left. There's nothing under the mock scrape, so I'll show you what's left of the food plot. I mean, it's green a little bit, a little patch here, and there's the blind. We got here this morning and I heard a noise in front of me. And it was a loud crash, but it was in the dark. Then, as it got a little bit light, I started to hear his crackling and a tree fell right next to the blind, so I think a branch hit that. I hope it didn't, break the blind. That's my good one, so. But, anyway, it's supposed to be a brick house. Hopefully it didn't fall apart. But anyway, I got a plan for them 2 doe that we saw last night if we don't kill this morning. There's a mound of dirt over there, and this is about the 3rd time I've seen those deer run across the front part of Tim's and out to the bean field. So I might just hide behind there. It's supposed to be a north-northwest wind tonight, so it should be pretty good for that. But we'll see what happens. But we're gonna stick it out again till about 10. Hopefully we'll get something through here. There's a big cornfield here to my right, about 60 yards. So I'm hoping there'll be some deer coming out of the corn, coming back to bed, or vice versa, coming out of this wood to feed in the corn. Because like I said, I don't know if they're hitting this food plot or not. There were a lot of acorns in here, but I think most of the acorns have kind of fallen already. So we'll see what happens. We don't kill. We're going to go home, dry off, and make a batch of deer chili. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully stick tuned. Welcome back. Just as I turned the camera off and sat down, I looked to my right. And there was a really good buck coming across the bean field into the corn. So maybe I'll chase out a doe or something. This is so weird. I'm not used to being on doe duty this time of year. So we'll see what happens. But man, it's a big gray squirrel off to my right here too. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get some action here. Obviously deer are on their feet, so we'll see what happens. We'll get back to you. Welcome back. It is like 4:45 now, I think. We're doing something totally unorthodox for us. I know it's not for some people. A lot of people do this, but I don't. I can count on one hand how many times I've done this in my hunting career. I'm sitting on the ground. I'm sitting up against this tree right here and sitting on a chair. Just cleared out a spot here in this tall grass, as you can see around me here. So what we're doing is, last night and numerous times this year, we had 2 does or a family of does come right across this field edge, walk past this big pile of dirt and rubble right out to the bean field. So I'm kind of hoping they're going to do the same thing tonight. We saw them do it last night. We've seen them do it 2 or 3 times this year, so I'm hoping they'll do the same thing. We are strictly on doe duty. We sat this morning, saw a buck, and that was it. And we sat at the arch plot. So we're trying to get a doe on the ground, and we're doing everything we can do to do it. So like I said, we're sitting against this tree. I got the bow up in this tree right here, and I got the camera arm on a tree stump right in front of me, so we should have a good view of this field once we get a chance here. So I feel pretty good about it. but those does will have to do the same thing they've been doing. The wind is perfect. It's a north or a west northwest, so my wind's blowing out past me on the right here, and so the wind's perfect for this. Right now it's 41 degrees. It's going to drop in the low 30s tonight, and the pressure is now on the rise. It's a 30 and rising, so those deer should move tonight. This rain pushed out, so they should move. So I'm going to be quiet now. I'm going to grab my rangefinder, which I got fixed. It was just the battery, so we did that today. So hopefully we'll get it done tonight. So stick with us. Hopefully we'll get to hear the growl of the bear. So stick with us. It's about 10 to 6 right now. We didn't see those does yet, but they came out about 10 after 6 yesterday, somewhere in there last night. But we looked in the big bean field, and that first buck we saw last night, he was limping. We just saw him cross the bean field and go into the woods on the other side. So, I don't know, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully those does read the script and they come right across here and we get a 20-yard poke. But so far nothing, and I've been checking this field to my right too, because deer like think there's a trail right behind me that comes out. We actually had a set there. Last year the trail set, we ended up taking it down, but they like to come right through there. There's a big trail that comes through there, so but hopefully they'll just do what they did yesterday and those other times and come right through here. So just want to do a quick update. So we did see that buck, but we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's 6:15. There's 2 does and 2 fawns, but they're not coming this way. They're walking the edge of the property line on the other side. I don't know why they're doing that. They have been religiously walking across the front here, so of course I'm set up for them, and they're gonna do something weird. So I don't know if they're gonna work their way to the front, go across the street, through the cut corn. I don't know. Unless they work their way back this way and they're eat clover or something along the edge, but they have legitimately been coming this way, so hopefully they won't go too much farther and they'll come back. But they're out here. There's 2 does and 2 fawns, so I figured they'd be moving. I just checked the weather because I was looking for tomorrow, and there's actually a chance of snow overnight, so they should move tonight. So like I said, 2 doe, 2 fawn right out here. They're about 300 yards out here, but hopefully they'll come back and work this edge and head to the bean field. So we're gonna keep an eye on them. Hopefully we'll get back to you with a deer. Well, welcome back, everybody. We had that group of deer come in at 80 yards, I think, and I was like, are you kidding me? They're at 80 yards and they've been walking the wood line, and I was like, holy smokes, this is ridiculous. And then I looked up to see where they were in the bean field, and I stuck the binos on them, and I'm like, why are they looking at me? There's no way they can see me. And wind was good. I look over, and here goes a fawn running by, and this girl. This girl come walking by at 40 yards, so shot her 40 yards. She ran about 100, and that's cool. That's our first doe tag, so pretty cool. Right here, big mature doe. So beautiful night in the woods. Didn't know if it was going to happen tonight or not, but it worked out. So that's cool. So what we're going to do is feels good to have some venison in the freezer. She's right here. So we'll get her gutted and dragged out to the processor. So everybody, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. We'll get back to you on the next adventure. Say good night.